The media and their Democrats are still trying to figure out how in the world Joe Biden and his administration pulled the wool over their eyes. Nobody knows what was going on, and they are all so very shocked.
Van, I remember how emotional you were in the immediate moments after the June 27th, 2024 debate because of what you saw on the stage. And with all this new reporting coming out, and I should disclose that I gave both of you copies of the book so you would have a little bit more information. Do you feel like you were duped, Van? Like, how do you feel?
First, this book is extraordinary. I don't care who you are, left, right, or otherwise. Anybody who cares about this country and about just the dynamics of power, this is the emperor's new clothes playing itself out in real time. Everybody knew, but everyone was afraid to say, except for David Axelrod for 2 years, that something was wrong here. And so, I was shocked. I love Joe Biden. I don't like him. I love him. I got a chance to work with him when I was a part of the Obama administration and loved him more every day. I was shocked to see his condition when he came out, and so was the world. And that wasn't the first time he was in that condition. The book makes it very, very clear. There are people who knew and said nothing. And that is a crime against this republic. And I think the Democrats are going to pay for a long time for being a part of what is now being revealed to be a massive cover-up.
Do you think that Joe Biden really would have been able to perform as president all the way through January 2029 when he would be 86?
Yes, I thought that back then. I still think that, but I don't know that. When people ask me, did I know this or did I know the other? And the fact of the matter is, no, I didn't. And you make my point here. So it's not all about age. I've seen people develop Alzheimer's when they're in their 30s and 40s. So it's not about age. It's about the ability to do the job. And I never saw anything that allowed me to think that Joe Biden was not able to do the job. Just that simple.
That by 2024, the American public had made up their mind, right, that they wanted the Democratic Party to nominate somebody new. And it was absolutely a mistake for the party to not listen to those voters.
Just to be very clear, do you bear some responsibility as well?
Oh, I think we all bear responsibility. Listen, and I think, we maybe didn't listen as early as we should have, in part because we have immense loyalty to this man who had led this country out of a pandemic, who had been maybe the most prodigious legislator as a president, the Inflation Reduction Act, the Infrastructure Act, the bipartisan gun bill, in a generation. But ultimately, in retrospect, you can't defend what the Democratic Party did because we are stuck with a madman, with a corrupt president in the Oval Office, and we should have given ourselves a better chance to.
I'm sure you've been tracking all the headlines and the conversation about President Biden and what happened with that debriefing of him by the special counsel Hur during that Justice Department investigation of his mishandling of classified information. No charges were brought, but the audio of that was obtained by Axios, and you hear the president halting at times. Remember, Hur was the one who said President Biden was a sympathetic, well-meaning elderly man with a poor memory. And Democrats really pushed back at the time at that, saying that sounded very political. In hindsight, do you think Democrats were too willing to look the other way?
Well, hindsight is 2020. We know a lot more now than we knew then. I can just say personally, I had limited interactions with President Biden at the time. He came to the Key Bridge in Maryland when it collapsed, and we had a good conversation. So hindsight is 2020. Obviously, if we could redo this tape and play it over again, we would do things differently.
Do you feel like you have to explain and defend that now? I mean, there was a piece in the Washington Post from Dan Balls who said Democrats were either covering up then or covering their behinds now.
No. Well, look, I mean, I think we can acknowledge that this was people overlooked a serious problem, or were just not aware.
Willingly.
Well, I can only speak for myself.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of this, but we are focused on the future right now. I mean, right now we have the Republican tax plan, which is a giveaway to the rich. We have, we didn't talk about it, but Donald Trump's visit to the Middle East. My view is the overall narrative here was selling out U.S. national interests for the private gain of his family business. He essentially gave away the crown jewels of American AI and semiconductor technology to the Gulf in exchange. Yeah. In exchange, it looks like, for a $2 billion investment in the Trump family stablecoin venture.
Another topic, but on this point, I hear you want to look forward. I do too. But don't Democrats have to reckon with this and say to the public that the answer to that question? I think we've all acknowledged that if we had the benefit of hindsight, we would have done things differently. I don't know if all of us have. I've recognized that. But at this point, it seems to me the American people are much more interested in the conversation as to the future of our country and the damage that Elon Musk and Donald Trump are doing every day.